Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am here on the show, and I'm here to talk about college football news now. Go over the day, what feels like, 14 or 15 of the transferring portal. Been here every single day since the transfer portal, covering news of this, leading up, really, last 14, 15 days. Saw players in the transfer portal, committing to different teams. Really just something to do during most of this week until the national championship game. Let's start with on 3. So Ole Miss star edge Prince Will Umanmielen, he plans to enter the NCAA transfer portal. Man, I'm sure LSU fans will be happy about this, as if the only reason these players are leaving is because their coach left. You only heard about himself. Just saying. Just some breaking news in here, ladies and gentlemen. Oklahoma quarterback John Mateer, he will return to Norman next season. The school announced, so John Mateer is staying another note. Some news there. He's staying another year. Texas is expected to land a visit from Colorado offensive tackle transfer Jordan Seaton. This is from the transferring portal. He is officially entered the NCAA transferring portal. It was reported he plans to enter, and today he entered the portal. He's expected to land a visit from Texas. Is expected to land a visit from him. Just going through here. Oregon quarterback Bryson Beaver plans to enter the NCAA transfer portal as a short-term signee. He was one of the highest rising recruits in the 2026 player rankings. What's happening? That's all from on 3. I do have one thing I want to mention here with Kentucky, right quick. Don't want to ramble on too long. I don't know if anybody cares about Kentucky on this channel except me. But on 3's Pete Nakos logged an excerpt prediction for Kentucky to land 6'4" receiver Nick Anderson from LSU, former freshman All-American. He's totaled 50 catches for 904 yards and 12 touchdowns over the last 2 seasons at Oklahoma and LSU. I think 2023, he had a really good year where he had 798 yards and 10 touchdowns. I don't think he played in 2024. In 2025, he didn't do much this year. So I guess he hasn't really played a lot, I'm assuming. But he had a good 2023, and I guess he just hasn't been able to stay healthy since, is what I'm assuming. But yeah, that's a little thing there with Kentucky I wanted to mention. So, some stuff there from on 3. And a prediction with Kentucky and Nick Anderson. Let's now go to Hayes Fawcett here. So, and we're going to talk about Prince Will. Oregon transfer tight end Zach Grace has committed to LSU. He'll have 2 years of eligibility. He totaled 100-plus snaps on offense and special teams, appearing in every game for Oregon this year, so he's going to LSU. USAF transfer corner Jonas DeClona has committed to Georgia Tech. He'll have 2 years of eligibility left. North Carolina transfer backer Micah Gabayer has committed to Florida State. He totaled 112 tackles through 3 seasons with 2.5 sacks, 3 pass deflections, 1 forced fumble, going to Florida State. Wake Forest transfer offensive tackle Melvin Sinai has committed to Texas. He posted an 80.7 PFF pass block grade this season with 0 sacks allowed, 859 snaps. He's a top 25 player, number 4 offensive tackle in the on-3 portal rankings. And Texas is all in this year. They've got so many players out of the transferring portal. Alabama transfer defensive back Cam Calhoun is committed to Ohio State. He'll have 2 years of eligibility left, 27 tackles, and 10 pass deflections over the last 2 seasons. Ole Miss edge rusher Deshaun Womack is entering the transfer portal. The former 5-star recruit started his career at LSU. Georgia transfer tight end Pierce Spurlin has committed to Colorado State. He was ranked the number 2 tight end in the 2023 class. He'll have 2 years of eligibility left. Syracuse transfer receiver Daryl Gill has committed to Ole Miss. He totaled 32 receptions for 560 yards and 5 touchdowns, 15.8 yards per catch. Oregon transfer defensive lineman Tion Gray is committed to Notre Dame. He's one of the top defensive linemen in the portal who have 3 years of eligibility left. Virginia Tech transfer receiver Isaiah Spencer is committed to Ole Miss. He'll have 1 year of eligibility left. He's totaled 73 catches for 1,000 yards and 5 touchdowns through 3 seasons. Baylor transfer kicker Connor Hawkins has committed to Ohio State. He was a perfect 37 extra points, 18-22 on field goals, along with 54 yards, 3-4 from 50-plus yards on field goals. Ohio State got a kicker, ladies and gentlemen. That's all from Hayes Fawcett here, so let's go to the transferring portal Twitter account. The other college football news videos have been a bit longer, but the next few probably won't be as long because most of the top players are probably already committed. LSU transfer defensive lineman Walter Mathis Jr. has committed to Auburn. Boston College transfer edge Edwin Colange has committed to Vanderbilt. Tennessee transfer edge Caleb Herring has committed to South Carolina. Oregon, we already talked about that. Joshua Donald, Houston transfer, is committed to Louisville. These are already his 5th school. Oklahoma State transfer receiver returner specialist Gavin Freeman is actually signed with Baylor. He originally signed with Tennessee, but now he's going to Baylor, so. But why are people able to flip out of the transfer portal? Southern Miss transfer linebacker Chris Jones is signed with Florida State. The former Ole Miss signee totaled 133 tackles this season. Ole Miss offensive lineman Taron Hedrick has entered the NCAA transferring portal. Southern Miss defensive lineman Mason Clinton has entered the transfer portal. So, 4-star athlete Salisi Moa will announce his commitment on January 16th. He was a short-term Utah signee. Florida State running back Jacoby Jackson is committed to Ohio State. Arkansas transfer corner Jaheim Singletary has committed to Iowa State. He was a 5-star recruit in the 2023 class. Oregon State transfer lineman Jacob Strand is committed to Auburn. We already talked about Cam Calhoun. Ole Miss edge, we already talked about that. Georgia offensive lineman Jamal Merriweather's entered the portal. Louisville running back Jamaris Wilder's entered the portal. Cincinnati transfer defensive lineman Tim Griffin has signed with Georgia Tech. Florida transfer receiver Muiz Tukara has signed with Houston. We already talked about Jordan Seaton, cut the Colorado offensive lineman who was a 5-star entering the portal. Georgia State all-conference linebacker Josiah Robinson, he's entering the transferring portal. UCLA all-time Garrison Blake has entered the portal. He'll have 4 years of eligibility. 2 teams are battling to land LSU transfer receiver Kyle Parker. We're talking about Tion Gray, Cade Catton. Oregon transfer is going to USF. Tennessee transfer quarterback Jake Merklinger has committed to UConn. Wisconsin Titan Tucker Ashcraft has signed with USC. Colorado safety TJ Branch has signed with UCF. Michigan offensive lineman Lawrence Hatter has entered the transferring portal. Ashton Rivera, Kent State offensive lineman, has signed with Cal. Michigan QB Jake Garcia has entered the portal. He's made stops at Miami, Missouri, and East Carolina. West Virginia running back Ty Edwards has entered the portal. He's rushed for 1,744 yards and 14 touchdowns in his career. Arkansas transfer quarterback Trevor Jackson has signed with Coastal Carolina. Kentucky offensive lineman Evan Wibberly has entered the portal. Former Western Kentucky transfer. Did he even play for Kentucky? Isaiah Spencer going from Virginia Tech to Ole Miss. But yeah, I think we went through all the news here of college football from today in the world of the transferring portal. So, that's all I gotta say, man. Leave a like, comment, subscribe for more. Peace.